Youth Speaks. You're true, did too.
Youth Speaks, the space where young voices talk about real issues, global awarenesses, and everything in between. Hello, everyone. I am Kazni.
Hi, I'm Nerit.
I'm Mia.
I'm Kaiser.
And I'm Ryan. We are your friendly hosts for today's episode.
In this episode, we'll be discussing about a serious and urgent issue, which is none other than teenage pregnancy.
We'll dive into what it truly means, how it affects youth, and why it is so important to be educated about this certain topic.
So stick with us as we unpack the realities, challenges, and lessons behind teenage pregnancy. Writer on Youth Speak. Mia, can you enlighten us and give a brief definition of our topic for the day?
Of course, teenage pregnancy, or also known as adolescent pregnancy, are cases of teenagers who are expecting children typically from the age of 15 to 19. However, it can also include girls as young as 10 or below.
That's right, and that is also why it is so necessary to talk about. Globally, approximately 21 million girls aged 15 to 19 become pregnant each year, with the majority occurring in developing countries. Not only that, this issue still remains significant in our country as well in the Philippines. Live births for the teen to 13 age group rose from 2,411 in 2019 to 3,343 in 2023, an increase of 6.6%.
While in 2023, there was a 58% spike in child pregnancies compared to 2020 figures.
That is honestly alarming. It's sad to think that so many things go through that. We can all tell that this isn't just a simple issue anymore.
You must also wonder what reasons are there for such things to occur. Well, teenage pregnancy is caused by a complex mix of different factors: social, economic, and educational.
One of the main causes is poverty. Many teens who grow up in different conditions often have limited access to guidance and support.
Another factor is the lack of education and job opportunities. When young people don't have access to proper schooling, they also miss out on learning about sexual health and responsibility.
Limited access to contraception and sexual health information also plays a big role. Many teens simply don't know how to protect themselves or where to get help.
Other major causes include early marriage, sexual violence or coercion, and social pressure, whether to have intercourse or to get married at a young age. All of these factors are connected, showing that teenage pregnancy isn't just a personal issue, but also a social one that affects entire communities.
Now that we have understood the definition of teenage pregnancy, let us now move on to its effects on a person's life. Teenage pregnancy can have a huge impact on a young person's life, whether it is physically, emotionally, or socially.
Yes, for many teens, pregnancy changes everything from daily routines to long-term dreams. Some might lose support from friends or family, while others face judgment instead of help.
Emotionally, teenage parents often experience stress, anxiety, and even depression. They face a lot of pressure while still trying to grow up themselves.
Socially, many teens parents face judgment or discrimination from their peers and communities. This is stigma can make it harder for them to get help and rebuild their lives.
These effects show how teenage pregnancy doesn't just change one person's life. It affects their families, communities, and even future generations. Needless to say, prevention is just as important as awareness. Teenage pregnancy is a major issue indeed, but it is not hopeless. So, Ryan, how can we help reduce the cases of adolescent pregnancy?
One of the most effective ways is through proper education, specifically comprehensive sex education that teaches young people about their bodies, relationships, and responsibilities.
Precisely, Ryan. When young people are informed about sexual health and responsible decision making, they're less likely to make risky choices. What's more, community programs and awareness campaigns can also be a great source of support. When society talks openly about reproductive health, it encourages understanding instead of shame.
That is also true.
Hey, let's not forget that beyond those, prevention starts with empowerment. It gives teens the confidence to value themselves, set boundaries, and make choices that protect their future.
Throughout education, support, and open conversation, we can build a community that helps prevent teenage pregnancy and support those affected by it.
We've talked about the causes, the effects, and how we can help prevent teenage pregnancy. And honestly, it's been such an eye opening discussion.
Yeah, what stood out to me is how awareness and understanding can change a person's perspective so much. Sometimes, just talking about it already makes a difference.
Exactly. Instead of judging, we should start listening because support and guidance can go a long way for teens who are struggling.
At the end of the day, teenage pregnancy doesn't define your future.
With the right help, love, and education, you can always start anew.
And that's a wrap for today's episode. Thank you for tuning in. This has been
Youth
Youth
speaks.
Speaks, where young voices make a difference.